Hello and welcome to Nerds of Long Eaton. Today we have a very different meetup for you. Today we're not just meeting up to have a little drool around, have a laugh in the field. Today we've come to one of our members' homes and given a review to our lightsabers. This is varied from everything from the lightsaber specifications themselves to how our own personal processing experience was going through Ultrasabers themselves, buying it, waiting for the movement from America to here in the UK, and what tracking them from, who was it, UPS we tracked them from?
Yeah, UPS.
That's the one. And the quality they came in, and the quality to how they are now, not only just the hilt themselves, but the blade as well. Also, my personal opinion, I think, matters massively in this, because that's why we're doing this video. So you lot who want to buy Ultrasabers, sabers, no matter whether they're Dark Initiates to, well, we're going to explain what all they are. Because there's quite a varied amount here, isn't there, Scott?
There's quite a few.
So yes, everything from the design to the uses to the appropriateness, not only for the dueling, but if you just want it hung on the wall, like we have with our ducks behind us. So, without further ado, I think we can crack on, don't you, Scott?
Yeah, no, I agree. So, first off, this is my first Ultrasaber that I ever ordered. Also, my first, custom lightsaber, so to speak. First thing anyone will notice about an Ultrasaber, Saberforge, wherever you go for custom lightsabers, it's very different to those plastic toys you buy from Tesco, Asda, wherever you're going to get one from. They're made to look like something from the genuine Star Wars universe with real care. It's all done by machinery. This itself is an Initiate V4. It's all made out of aircraft grade steel, which obviously is very durable. When I first ordered it, I was a bit, wary, I suppose. There's always people on the internet who say bad things about every company. Some people prefer Saberforge, and then there's Ultrasabers, many more they just go. So I wasn't really sure what to go for at first. They are expensive. However, Ultrasabers do an option which is a mystery box. The tier I went for was their standard, so for $75, which is roughly £50 in the UK, obviously, you get any random hilt from their website. That can be from any tier up to their most expensive sabers and their very lowest. But they always guarantee something worth your money. So I had no idea that I'd be getting this particular lightsaber, and as standard it is pretty plain, as you can see, but it's effective. It might look run-of-the-mill standard piece of metal tube. I don't know how close this is viewing, but there are a lot of indentations along the rim. It makes it very easy to hold. It's very slim hilt design, but as an add-on for the mystery box, they can add sound. This one did not come with sound. They can have adjustments to your saber, such as these vents here. This is not standard. This came as an upgrade on my Ultrasaber mystery box. It did take, a bit of time to get here. However, compared to other companies, it's very minimum. This took about 2 weeks to arrive, which isn't bad from the States, to be fair. And it did come in great quality. Obviously now, if anyone watches our videos before, it's been used a lot in dueling, which I find very appropriate for this current hilt, because it is very slim, there's not many bits to get in the way. It has got a lot of dents in it, a lot of scratches. However, I don't really mind. It is just pure metal. It's going to get scratched, and I think it adds more character. The more you use it, the more damage it gets. It just means it's been used. Personally, like mine, so I'll turn it on for a second. It's a very red saber. They do have different shades. This is just the standard blazing red. It's just, it's hard to really explain colours, isn't it? Like, they do have an upgrade which is brighter, but they are very bright blades in general. I don't know if that's picking up very well, but it is a very bright blade. I have had a lot of enjoyment out of it. I still use it. I would definitely say though, if you are going to buy a mystery box, you do have to understand that it might not come with sound, and that might be a turn off for some people. However, it hasn't been for me. I have bought this to use in heavy dueling. They do get clattered together quite a lot. without the electronics in, it's just one less thing for me to worry about with such an expensive purchase. And I will admit, I do love this lightsaber. Like, it looks simple, but the glow that it gets from the light with all these vents, just for general, groovings to make it easy to hold, and my switch as well. This is a standard AV switch that they do. They do plenty of different ones. I'm just, I'm really happy with when I got this because I've always wanted one. And as a person who saved a long time for it, I'm definitely not disappointed. And this is one of their lower sabers in terms of price.
Okay, well I have a question for you then, Scott.
Yeah.
With your mystery box, what gave to you, and did you end up spending more or less than what you would have done if you bought it?
Yeah, that's not a bad question to be fair. So obviously, since we order these from the States, obviously versus someone who is in America, it is more of a purchase because even though it's $50, let's say, I believe I can just check. This particular hilt is standard. Standard hilt is $65, so let's say about £55. Let's just deduct a tenner off there. That sounds great. Of course, then there is the shipping fee, which was, I think, an extra £30. So it nearly cost me £100 to get it here, which sounds like a lot. However, even though that was the case, with the vents put inside my Ultrasaber, it did still, I did get lucky, because sometimes I can't guarantee with UK purchases, because they guarantee the amount of money you spend on the lightsaber as a default. So if you spend $75 on a mystery saber, you will get something equivalent to $75. But even though it costs us more to ship it here, I still made a profit technically if I was to add all the components that it has on it extra. I think I got about £130 worth of mine, and when it only came to nearly 100, I feel like that's more of a win if anything. Of course, it is a gamble, especially with mystery boxes. You can get a very ordinary, so to speak, looking lightsaber. But what I would say with Ultrasabers is, especially if you do go for a mystery saber, you could get something amazing. Like, they're all amazing, but if you want something that looks pretty, there is a chance for it without the price. But the fact that they do look necessarily plain means you just can do a lot more with my Ultrasaber. Like, I do want to customize it, and I'm happy that it is how it is, just because it's exciting in a way. I think ordering a mystery saber is excitement. You've just got to get past the fact that maybe you're not going to get something that is necessarily, primmed up with all the bells and whistles. But at the end of the day, it depends what you buy them for. I buy my Ultrasabers to use, like, quite a lot. It's never gonna purchase to stand on my wall, basically. But that's all I really have to say about it. Like I said, it's a standard Ultrasaber, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think all their lightsabers come with quite a lot of quality, and mine did a lot arrive with no scratches, like no defects in it at all. I've had it over a year now, and it's scratched a bit, don't get me wrong, but it's held up.
Definitely durable material though.
Definitely. So demonstrate your saber about it. Excellent. So we'll swap over.
Alright, hi guys. So obviously here is my lightsaber. You might have seen it in the videos. This is the Dominix V3M, which means that it's laser engraved, and it is, as you can see, it has the silver rings along there. That is to show that it has been cut into by a laser. So it's a two-handed hilt. As you can see, there's kind of indentations here and here for two hands. So it's quite a heavy blade, well, a heavy hilt for dueling, and combined with the blade, it is quite a heavy thing to handle, but it is pretty good as well, and it gives you a bit more flexibility with the length of it too. So mine is also a red, as you can see, coming up to there we go. So with a single LED as well. And that means that the blade is quite good in especially darker areas, but with, in bright summer days you might not see it as well as, say, some of the other lightsabers that we'll see later in the video. So I think this is really good, because I got a mystery box as well, same as Scott and Tom's, because I thought that might be a good idea, and I was honestly happy with what I got. I spent the same amount as Scott did with the same kind of hosting to, and it came in about a week actually, which was really good for Ultrasabers. I was very happy with the service and everything that they provided for us. Honestly, I couldn't really be happier. You know, I've had this for about a year now, and it's been going perfectly fine. A couple of slip-ups with the blade, but that's more on my behalf, and the blades are quite easy to replace. The hilt not so much, but the hilt's been fine. Battery's held in quite nicely as well, so overall I'd say this was a great purchase, and Ultrasabers is definitely the way to go if you're looking for easy to handle dueling sabers, because you have most of these here are stunt sabers, and they're really the best thing that you want for proper competitive dueling, which is more something that we do in the Nerds of Long Eaton. So yeah, I'd say that really that is my personal experience with the Dominics, and I might look into the Dominics line in the future because, as I said, the V3, there are obviously future iterations such as the V4s and the new V5s that are coming out.
Yeah,
so
they do look really nice.
they do, yeah. I would recommend them to anybody who's interested. Right, so I think
So it's good for what you wanted to be for, don't
oh
you?
yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, you know, it's just built for what it's meant to be doing. And
I said to me at the moment with this, there doesn't seem to be that many scratches on, so it's quite durable material.
That's right as well. Yeah, of course they're all the same kind of steel, and after 1 year of use, quite rigorous use of steel,
You found putting the blade in the hilt very easy to do?
yeah, definitely. I mean, most of these have a single retention screw. You should be able to see that on Scott's first saber there. Some of them have double because they're a shorter hilt, which means that they need a little more into the hilt, otherwise it will just slip out. So you'll find that they'll stay in pretty well, and they work very well for just a single screw, which is not, I don't think, what other saber companies necessarily offer, but it's quite useful for just taking the blade out and back in nice and easy. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Ben, for coming over and having the time to explain your own opinion.
No worries, I'm always about for Dan is Dan as well, so keep in touch. Sorry.
Right, so thank you very much, Ben, and we're going to hand over to Scott and Ryan now.
So thank you, Tom and Ben, for giving your views on your lightsabers and reviewing them for us. So Ryan, you've joined me, so if you'd like to pick up your saber, please.
So this is my first saber.
What make is it?
Can't remember the exact make, but I believe there was an initiate.
Okay. We will be doing this periodically, guys. It's hard to remember. Sometimes they do offer a lot of lightsabers. So it is the Initiate LE V2.
That sounds about
So
right.
we do V2s like we was discussing earlier. We just thought they'd stop being sold.
But as you can see, how a lot of these have either silver indentations or black ones. This one has the gold, which is why I chose it, because it's a bit more unique.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's laser engraved, so like Dana's, it's been laser engraved for the gold effect. Can I?
Yep.
So when you was purchasing this, because obviously you picked this one, didn't you?
Yes.
So unlike myself, Tom and Ben, you didn't get a mystery saber. So why did you pick? Was it cost efficient for you, or would you say it just caught your eye a little bit?
It definitely caught my eye, and it wasn't very expensive either. To say it's a very nice hilt. It's a one-handed hilt, which is quite nice. And it's a very light hilt as well.
That's true, yeah. I mean, if we compare it to my other one, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I said before, my hilt's quite heavy. It is just a bit longer than Ryan's, but I do use it with two hands just because when you're swinging something around. I did purchase mine with a heavy blade, as did you, and we found with the heavy grade blades, sabers like this, my hilt's heavy as it is, but with the added weight, my wrists got a bit tired swinging it around. It's the only thing I would say on that, actually, isn't it? With one-handed hilts, would you agree? Best to get a mid-grade blade if you are going to be one-handing it, just because I do that. That's not bad. Of course, it sits in my hand well, but it is very
weighty.
It's fine. You know, one hand's probably best just because it
Yeah.
gives you more space of movement. Of course, I helped you ordering your saber.
Yes.
Did you find, you know, what did you think of their layout? Did you find it easy to purchase your lightsaber at all?
Yeah, it was very easy. It was very fluent.
Simple, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fluent, simple. I wouldn't really say it took long to arrive either. Was it about
No, it was
a week and a half?
about a week and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So on your design, other than obviously the etchings, you know, these are lightsabers for all intents and purposes. If you looked at this, do you think it represents what you wanted in a
Yes.
lightsaber? Because it does flash.
Yeah.
But it is a stunt saber. It doesn't have sound.
It's also got a different switch to wheels.
Yeah, so Ryan has a guarded switch, which is this here. It's surrounded by like a plastic casing. It's like a normal button, on and off. This colour's Sunrider's Destiny off the website,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's another thing about blades. The heavy grade blades, because it's such a weird colour, the heavy grade blade only shows it as green. Whereas if I use the mid grade blade, it actually does show the correct colour.
Yeah, so Sunrider's Destiny is meant to be more of a blue with some green, you know, tint in it. However, as you can see, it is very green. So we don't know if that's a mistake or if it's just...
No, I did find out
More
if I put in the mid grade blade, it does show the correct colour.
That's fine. So heavy grade blades disrupt,
Yeah.
basically, which we will find. Dana has his with a heavy grade. They all do disrupt the brightness of it. So, you know, if you do buy a blade colour, for instance, we mentioned earlier that these are the standard choices. You guys alright?
No, it's just because I got mid-grade, I didn't actually have that.
Oh right, is it?
It's ultra edge, you see, so.
Oh yeah, so
well,
this is a good example actually, so if you could bring this in for us.
So, yeah, hi guys. You can see here that this is obviously with the hilt in, the blade. There it probably looks relatively bright on camera,
It
but
definitely loses as it gets nearer to the end though.
and you can see that these actual blades are different to, say, the one which is in this saber.
Yeah, so I'll hold this up. So this is the standard mid-grade blade, I believe.
Yeah,
That's
it
correct.
is, yeah.
So this is an ultra edge, as we mentioned before. I did mess it up. I thought it was a heavy blade because this frosted effect is what an ultra edge blade does. So if I turn mine on a sec now, this I'll get to the saber a bit later, but this one does have sound, so you'll hear it. But if I turn that on, now you might not be able to see it on the camera very well, as we said. This blade has an upgraded colour. This has 3 LEDs rather than 1 to compare to the rest of these because that's the upgrade they offer. It just makes your blade brighter. That is the word. But with the ultra blades, it diffuses the light better. Whereas with the normal mid-grade, people think it has like it's like a tube. Well, it is a tube, of course, but it gives it more light in a tube effect, so you can tell. It has a little rim on the edge when you look at it, where the light sort of gets disrupted a little bit because there's foil inside all these sabers to keep the blade relatively stable through the colour. But if you go ultra edge, it gets rid of this tube-like effect, which some people prefer, some people don't prefer. That's sort of personal preference, but that was a good opportunity to really, you know, say that. So thank you, Ben. That's great. So as we're saying, yeah, so
colour.
very green, as we're saying. However, when we do put a lightsaber in, it's still green. So it's a bit hard to see, but it is true what Ryan is saying. The colour does diffuse a little bit into more of a blue. It is still very green, however, you know, it is a bit closer to what it's supposed to have been.
I believe just with batteries of dice, but blue's not coming.
Yeah, it is batteries do affect blade colour. It does dim over time and kind of change its effect a bit. But you actually have a second saber, don't you?
Yep.
So
It's the same as Ben's. It's also a Dominic's LEV3, but this one has the black switch instead of silver. and instead of red, it's a nice guardian blue.
It's not bad. So can I?
Yep.
In terms of design, obviously it is exactly the same as Ben's, apart from the switch. You personally, dueling with it, how does it handle? You know, do you have a certain preference? Would you recommend it?
It's definitely a 200, as Ben says. It's also quite good because you can adjust where your hand goes quite easily
Yeah,
to give you more control because of how long it is.
that's true. So we'll just pop the blade into this for you. As you can see, Guardian Blue is what they call it. This is like Obi-Wan's, Anakin's, you know, etc. It's a very nice colour overall. It does last quite long for the blade. You might hear some people behind you laughing. That's just our camera crew for this evening, taking a few innuendos into action. But overall, Ryan, because did you purchase this one as a mystery saber?
No.
This was also picked.
Yeah.
So obviously, if we look at your last one, well, this is very different to your first saber.
Yep.
Obviously, you did mention how this one was unique. His first one here with the gold. What made you go for, obviously, what is a longer hill, double-handed rather than single? Also, colour scheme very different. Can you just like tell us why you decided to go for something other than what you did?
For one, I liked two-handed a bit more because I didn't feel like I had as much control with one-handed. And then the design, it's because it's not just a straight hilt. It's got grooves like grooves into it. It just makes it look nice. I just prefer it.
Yeah, so it's like it's a physical attraction to the product.
Yeah.
Does it handle well for dueling though?
Yeah, it definitely handles well.
That's alright. That's good. If you were to give, you know, your output all the sabers you've seen are Ultrasabers, would you say it's a good, you know, saber to purchase personally? Would you say something else maybe a bit better?
They're both very good sabers. It's just, if you prefer one-handed sabers, you know, go for one-handed.
Go for a shorter hill.
Yeah, but
that makes sense.
if you do want more control, I would go for a two-handed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it does all depend, of course, on your personal preference. Some people will have more control of a single-bladed lightsaber. You know, conditioning is a part of dueling with your lightsaber. You've got to have the wrist strength to maintain, obviously, the swing and the angle you're coming at. In our group, the Nerds of Long Eaton, we do have set rules for lightsabers. We do like to show some control with our dueling because it can get dangerous. These do hit very hard. We emphasise that quite a lot in our videos. You do get hit with one of these at some force, it does hurt. Yeah. So having control over your movements is a really big part of it. So would you say for yourself personally, having that two-handed variant rather than your single means you just duel more efficiently?
Yeah, it allows me to have more restraint as well.
Excellent. So would you have anything else to say about it, or do you feel like you've quite rounded about your opinion?
That's about it.
So if you could just swap out a chair for me, and we will bring the rising celebrity of the Nerds of Long Eaton, Hope, if you can come sit right next to me here and join your brother. Oh, nice. Hello. Right, so I purchased your lightsaber for you from Thailand. Yes, alright. She paid for it. Okay. She did. But do you know what your lightsaber is called? No. Well, I do. I know what your lightsaber is called. So you have a Dark Initiate V2. So this is the most standard Ultrasaber you can buy. It is exactly how it is on the website. It's not got any modifications on it whatsoever. So you're our youngling, aren't you? Our youngling Hope. Would you say, for you, obviously you are a bit younger than all of us, not that that matters of course, but you know, it's a bit harder for you to use these bigger sabers because they're twice the size of you really, aren't they? You've got a smaller blade, haven't you? Do you think this is good for you? Does it work well? Oh yeah, like we said, it does hurt if you hit hard. Are you happy? So you know how much you paid for it? Yeah? Would you say it's worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it.
You've used it quite a lot, so if we have a look, you may be able to see there's some damage here, some silver showing through.
But it's fallen.
Yeah, falling on the floor,
You can see a lot on there.
beating around
One
a
on
lot.
the bottom
Yeah, it's
as well.
all over. What did you think about when you got it at first?
Well, mine didn't come on, so mine came with Ryan.
Yeah, so what we did, we made a big purchase. We got this one with Ryan's other saber, as well as this one, which I said we'll get to later. Did you expect it to be like this, or did it come as a surprise?
It came as a surprise.
Okay, and now that we've got all these other lightsabers in front of us,
Yeah.
do you think, even though this one's very plain, like it is their cheapest saber, and I'm going to sneeze, we'll leave that in because it's human. Obviously, it's not very fancy, is it?
No.
But do you think it looks cool as a lightsaber anyway?
Yeah.
And if someone was looking to buy a really cheap lightsaber for what they are, and to fight with it, do you think it's the right lightsaber to go for?
Yes.
Yes. So why do you think this is the best lightsaber for someone like you to get?
Because it's not expensive,
Yeah.
and if you're a lot smaller than everyone else, it's easier to handle.
Yeah, good choice there actually. So we all know, of course, you're not quite as small as Master Yoda, but like anybody, Master Yoda does need a smaller lightsaber. And you know what colour this is, don't you?
Yes, it's green.
Yeah, Councillor Green. So it's almost like Ryan's first lightsaber, however, this is pure green. So if I go like this, you should be able to see quite a difference. Ryan's is more of a minty green, we say, whereas this is a very pure, very efficient green. Happy with it?
Yeah.
If you could maybe change it, what would you change if you was to buy another one later? The colour? Well, the colour of the hilt or the colour of the blade or both?
Both.
So, if you were to look at all these lightsabers here, which one would you think in looks would you like now?
This one.
This one, and why do you choose that one?
Because I like the colour and I like the...
Okay, and if you were to choose a new colour other than green here, what would you like to go for? Got yellows, pinks, purple, reds.
I'll go for a ready blue.
A reddy blue. Purple.
Yeah, but not quite as bright as and new person.
Yes, that's some secrets we've got coming, folks. You can wait for that. Have you got anything else to say about your lightsaber?
No.
Would you say you're enjoying it?
Yeah.
Definitely worth your price then,
Yes.
yeah? All done, all dusted.
Yes.
Is Youngling Hope going to get better with this?
Yes.
Yeah? You willing to be trained by a Sith? You going to stick with your Jedi Master?
Yeah.
Right, get out of the chair.